What up, boys and girls? It is January 26th, 2026. It's actually a day before my birthday. That is right. My birthday is on the 27th of January. I'll leave a decade and I'll enter another one. I'm going to be 40 tomorrow. Scary times. I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, we are here. I appreciate you guys chiming in. Make sure if you haven't done so yet, check in the comment section. I see Raiders Washington are in the house. 49ers are checked in. Jets are here. Appreciate it, Aaron, for the birthday wishes. There, I have a surprise guest. A guest that no one would imagine I would ever do a podcast with. He is my arch nemesis, even though he is 0-2 against me. He's not making the playoffs, and literally he can just go suck a cock. We'll bring him on anyways. We got Mr. Subway Mike joining. How are you, sir? Welcome aboard.
Oh, thank you. Nice to be here.
Appreciate you hopping on the show here. And
appreciate you having me. We got a nice little non-existent rivalry going, one-sided. At least you're not going undefeated, though. So, it's a positive for everybody.
That is right. Shout out to the Raiders. He took care of that. He made sure the 72 Dolphins can pop, or at least in our situation, the Donnie's Cardinals can pop the champagne bottles. They still hold another record for only team to go undefeated in the regular season. So, no, I'm excited. You have a nice little show. Appreciate the Bears checking in as well. We're up to about 6, 7, 8 viewers, 6, 7, as the kiddos say nowadays. Appreciate everybody hopping on, checking in. We have oh boy, I got a little text here from Greg. He's got some stuff cooking here. Don't know what it is, but it looks nice. I like it. I wonder when he's gonna put this out there. But I got some stats. We got some info. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's 9 o'clock. I have a game at 10 against the 49ers that I'm not going to do on this show. So we got 52 minutes left to the pod. So let's get right into it. So Mike, or Subway Mike. Is it okay to call you Mike?
What
do you want to go by?
Call me Mike. Yeah, my name is Michael, right. So Mike's fine. Whatever.
All right,
it don't matter.
We'll call you Mike. So tell us, Mike, so you've been in the league for a little bit now. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Besides my ass whooping to you twice a year so far. How do you like the league so far? How's it all going for you?
It's going well. I love it. Honestly, coming from a league that I'd been in for, I don't know, about 15 years or so. I can't remember, I guess, how long it's been, but we had gone through about 4 commissions over there. Our last commission kind of vanished in the middle of the night, and the league's kind of running on fumes, so I was looking for somewhere else. I'm a big supporter of, sliders, strict rules, things like that. So when I found you guys had a lot of stuff that fit what I was looking for. And I will say, I came into this season underestimating the hell out of the competition. I have won in my other league, I think, I don't know, 12, 13 Super Bowls, something like that over my years. So I'm not a slouch, but y'all just tapping the shit out of me. So it's the struggle is real.
Yeah, I will say the competition in this league was an adjustment for me also. So I joined beginning of the year in 2025. So I came towards the end of the cycle. Actually, I replaced the Raiders. The Raiders was the Colts back then. which the man blessed me with a phenomenal team. Um, and my first year that I was in, I made it to the Super Bowl, and I lost in the Super Bowl to Nico. Lost to him in the Super Bowl to Nico on a fourth down play. I was inside the 5-yard line, fourth down, and I got stuck with the play call that I didn't like. I couldn't audible because I ran out of plays, and it was incomplete. I basically ran 4 verticals from the 5 out of trips. It's atrocious to run. But I picked something with the assumption that I can audible once I got to the line and saw what the coverage it was in. So it was more so to pick the formation because I had audibles preset, but the audibles were no longer there because I had used those plays and I couldn't use them anymore. So I got stuck and ran the play and lost, and Nico won. Shout out to Nico for the dub, and hopefully he's enjoying retirement. And yeah, Andrew, you're absolutely right, dude. That team was, and it fit my style as far as having a big receiver. It was Deuce Robinson, I think his name was, that was playing the slot. I had a Squirrel, I think his name was Squirrel, on the outside. That was just a machine down the field with the speed. Great tight end. I'm a big tight end kind of user, and it just fit. And then I had AR, who AR is basically what Lamar is now. So I got blessed with that team. Raiders did a phenomenal job, but it was the competition is legit, and the rules, right? The rules in the sliders, you have to play, sim kind of style. You got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to play action pass. You got to be able to take what's underneath, kind of take what the defense gives you, and usually it takes a little bit of an adjustment. We got some good users in the league that do a good job of playing that middle of the field, which I'm going to ask you a question. How do you feel about the sub linebacker? I know there's been a topic of debate here. So you got approved midway or so through the season for this year as something we're going to look at. We've been through it for a couple weeks. What's your take on the sub linebacker?
Personally, for me, not a fan. Only because safeties, defensive backs get higher jump animations than linebackers based on Madden's programming. So the years of 5 years ago Madden, 6 years ago Madden, where everybody had the super linebackers that shoved a rocket up their ass and went and got every ball over the middle. Everybody kind of hated that. So then when they finally got rid of it, it was like, okay, linebackers can no longer do that, but the safeties kind of can. Not to an extent as it was 5 years ago, but they still get higher jump animations. But I do understand the argument from the other side about, hey, let's do everything we can to help the defense, because Madden needs all the help on defense it can get, because it's if you don't help the defense in this game with sliders, and that's helping the defense and hurting the offense with sliders, and then positional changes, stuff like that, we're going to see 40 to 50 games all the time. And I mean, to me, that's not football. That's not fun.
Yeah, and I think you nailed that on the head there. I think that's the goal, right? I think it's, hey, let's make it a little harder to throw the ball over the middle of the field. Let's make it a little harder for guys that are stem, changing the stem of the routes to better fit kind of the AI gap of coverage. Knowing where certain guys just don't ever drop to, and squeeze a little bit, make it a little harder. So I do see that aspect of it. I'm personally not a fan of the animation component to it, because to your point, now certain throws that would happen normally when you watch the NFL, now you got to worry about some dude that has 93 jump playing. That's a safety that's playing linebacker because he's 33 years old and otherwise would be a free agent, is going to pick that off. And they're going to move better. Now, the other side to that, the caveat to that, right, which is why I think we've done it, is it punishes that same user in the running game. Because they're not a linebacker. They don't have the strength. They don't have the hit power. That if a user decides to run at that sub linebacker, you should theoretically experience a greater level of success. So I know for me, I have a couple linebackers that I intentionally signed in the offseason to give me depth at that spot. But I use Trent Simpson, which I'm blessed to have. As he's basically a safety playing linebacker, right? But I also use Teddy Buchanan quite a bit. And with him being there, I kind of rotate him and Kyle Duggar. So I signed Kyle Duggar free agency to kind of play that sub linebacker spot when I play some AKA Subway Mike kind of teams that pass the ball a lot, and to give me a chance to stop the pass. But I use Buchanan on the early rundowns, and I usually bring Duggar in for third down when I'm in nickel or in dime. And that's what I think it's intended to be used. So we'll see. We'll see how it continues to play out. But I like for us to go back potentially and go back to just a linebacker type of mold. So with that, we got some questions popping in the
really quickly. Just to finish that thought, I will say, looking at the stats here, the top 10 people, top 9 interception getters in the league were all linebackers. So the safety fear might be overstated in terms of being overpowered, because the top 9 guys were all linebackers.
Well, there you go. So maybe it's not as scary as we think it is. So with that, we have a couple questions popping off in the MMGA-TV question box. If you haven't done so, drop a question down. You might get a reward for it. So first off, we got Big Daddy, we got Poppy. Any teams that are not in the playoff hunt this year that you can expect to rebound the following year? And I'll ask you this first as a non-playoff guy currently, because I think you're probably one of those. And then part 2 of that question is, any early favorites for next season's bowl? So let's first go. Any teams that are missing the playoffs now, you think will have a rebound going into the following season?
Well, I definitely hope it's me. We'll just put that biasness out there. I do think a lot of that is going to depend on if the commish team does allow any swaps or switches that might move some pieces around the board that might change stuff. But just from my limited time in the league here too, the Colts seems like, I've never played him, but he seems like a pretty good owner, and he's going to miss out on the playoffs this year just by 1 game. And in the NFC, if Detroit's stepping away because he's having a baby, congratulations, by the way, Mike. And Green Bay's obviously stepping away. There's going to be some open slots over there. So, we'll see who pops in. But the Giants guy came in strong. The Cardinals guy came in strong. So both of them might have a shot at getting in next year as well. But yeah, and in the AFC, the whole AFC West making it, enjoy it, because hopefully we never see that again.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And for favorites next year,
I definitely think I
definitely.
Yeah, the ball's hard to predict. It's a little early. Injuries play a role into it. I'll be interested in seeing how the Patriots do. I know they're still learning the rules and they're still adapting to the situation, but I think if they can adapt to the rule, they could be a player. The Bills, when he took over the Bills, they were 0-4. So with
5,
them,
I think.
They're 7-3 since he kind of took over. Yeah. So, I think, he has his favorite team. So you kind of see when you just kind of get their favorite team, there's emotional to that. And I think you see people try harder to build a little better. And I think that may be the case with the Bills. Over in the NFC side, I do agree with that. I think the Cardinals, they have the roster for it. It's a pretty darn good roster. They're sitting in a well-positioned cap space standpoint. The Giants, he's a good user. He's been around for a long time. He knows the league. He knows the ways around it. So I definitely think he'll make some noise. And then again, like you said, we'll see who takes over some of the open slots, right? With the Packers and Detroit possibly stepping away. Those are very good rosters. And we'll see how those, materializes over the next couple of weeks. One of the other questions that popped in from the Titans was, who is your Super Bowl favorite? Seems like positions are locked. Who's in is in. Who's out is out. Who do you like? Who's your matchup in the Super Bowl? I'll start with you first, Mike.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but you've played pretty well all year. You did have a little stretch there, though, where you were scheduled against some unfortunates, so you looked a little rusty against the Raiders, that's for sure. Like you hadn't played a couple games in a little bit, so we'll see. I know you're playing here third stringers against the Niners, but at least getting back into a rhythm of playing because I know there was at least a week stretch there when I don't think you were playing any games. Chargers defending champion. Gonna be, he's the champ till somebody beats him. I know he's gonna go blind here like Ray Charles in a couple of days. So we'll see if he can, get his games in and then how long we wait to sim or whatever. Obviously, the playoffs you kind of give some leeway, but I know he has said depending on what style LASIK, it might be 7 days, 5 days, 3 days. He's got no idea yet. So we'll see how that goes. I think the Raiders got a shot though. I mean, he's got a good roster. I played him first game of the season a long time ago. So you Chargers, Raiders in the AFC, Jets maybe on the outside. Scary Terry is a beast. Hooker's probably going to be the MVP. So, yeah, they're. I feel like you guys that all won your division. Well, I guess the Chargers didn't win the division, but you four are definitely the top ones. Over in the AFC, I mean, is Backdoor Mike gonna go swan song here and or sorry, in the NFC, Backdoor Mike gonna swan song this thing to a Super Bowl before he kind of goes and has a kid?
It would
Is
be the scripted fairy tale ending, right?
I know, right? And Blake's got some shit going on in his
Yeah.
personal life.
Yeah.
Second, finished runner up last year. Is this does he get over the hump here for a little just peaceful karma? Overall, in the NFC, I mean, Sween's kind of been slow and steady over there with Coleman. I beat him, but I beat him when he didn't get to play Coleman. So Coleman led the league in rushing. There's a lot of good owners. I don't know much about New Orleans, but I see he's got some championships by his name. So hard to discount him either. I definitely don't think the Titans are winning at all. That guy just he just ain't doing it. And I don't think the Chiefs and Broncos are winning
You try to
either.
why are you trying to poke the bear, man? Why are you trying to poke the bear, man?
Because
Why are you
he
trying to
said I
poke the
wasn't going
bear?
to last four
You know
games.
you're gonna piss off that dude now.
He said I
I'm
wasn't
glad.
lasting four
I'm
games.
glad.
I'm still here.
Listen, I'm glad. Listen. So outside of myself, and you're right. Against the Raiders, it definitely hurt. I hadn't played a Madden game in almost a week and a half because I quit all my leagues. I was in like 7 leagues and decided to quit them all. Besides MMGA, and so the lack of playing does get you out of rhythm. And when I played the Raiders, I hadn't played a game in about a week and a half. To your point, but we'll find a way. Hopefully, we had a little first round bye, so at least we're not going to be a first round exit if anything. But the AFC is stacked with highly competitive users. I mean, the Titans, the Raiders, the Jets, the Chargers, the Chiefs. Any of those guys can make a run to win it. Like there's not going to be an easy matchup in the first round, or let alone any round. It also going to be about matchups. It's about who matches up against who styles of gameplay. I think my style of gameplay, especially defensively, gives some guys fits on how they like to play on offense. But again, there's a lot of users that give me fits. And the NFC is kind of the same way, man. You got a lot of different game styles on that side, but I mean, you look at it 1 through 7, Backdoor Mike, Sweens, Poppy, Alex with the Saints. You got the Bears, Blake, and the Panthers. Like, you can see, like, if you saw any of them in the Super Bowl, like, oh yeah, okay, they had a good year. Like, it would have surprised you. As the same thing that I think for the AFC, I think it's to be very competitive. I am interested in seeing how we advance and kind of treat some of those situations because it is the playoffs, and the last thing you want to do is a forced win in the playoffs to give someone that next round. So hopefully we'll see how that goes. We'll play that by
Yeah,
ear,
but
but
the train's got to keep moving, man.
it
The
is, it
train's got
does,
to
and you're
keep
right. You know,
moving.
because you can't stop for one person and risk the boredom of the rest, right? And that's where people lose interest, and that's where you start losing folks. So I definitely get it. I'm sensitive to it. We'll kind of see how that goes, and we'll do the right thing. At the end of the day, we'll do the right thing for the league. But it'll be fun. I do think it'll be a fun clash. You got Titans checking in. Appreciate you checking into the pod. You got a comment there. Most hated underdog. I gotta say, my dude always get hate on. He does. He gets hate on in the chat. He gets hate on for position changes. The guy breathes and he gets hated on for fucking breathing. Looks like sometimes. So I don't know what it is. I don't know the history there, but I know there's one there. Here's another question that came in actually from the 49ers. He asked this question twice. I saw it come through. I saw it come through here. Steamroller for K9. Do you think it's a good ability or just a fun ability? So for those that are wondering, what is that ability exactly? I will actually read you the ability verbatim on Madden here to see what it is, and I'll give you my take on it. I think I kind of have mixed opinion on Steamroller. Mike, I'll be interested to kind of get your take on it as well. But ball carriers with this ability retain more of their forward momentum during tackles while traveling at high speeds. So it should allow you to fall forward more often than not versus being driven backwards on a hit, right? As I understand at least, Mike. So kind of clarify me on that one if I'm wrong there. What are your thoughts on that ability?
No, that's pretty much what I would read it as well. I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the worst. I think it's a fine ability. Um, honestly, looking at Kenneth Walker's abilities, honestly, they all are
Oh, they're
kind of
shit.
just they're mid. They're
They're
definitely
terrible.
mid,
They're
as
terrible.
the kids say. But he's still a beast.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so actually in my other league, we used to we'd limit it we'd have ability tiers, and frickin' Steamroller was a tier two. So you'd have tier one, tier two, tier three. So it was a tier two ability. So it was one of those that, it's good, but it's not great. It's good, but it's not bad. So, it for a guy as big as Kenneth Walker, 259, 211. Yeah, falling forward's a good thing. I mean, you get that extra 2, 3 yards on the fall forward animation versus just getting knocked to the side or something like that. You'll take that every time. That's didn't they used to have, and then maybe they still do. They changed all their traits this year. I haven't memorized them, but the reach for it pretty much kind of were, they would
Yeah,
kind of stumble forward a little bit more.
and they still have the reach for it. It's still there. A ball carrier's ability frequently attempts to gain extra yards while being tackled. So I think maybe Steamroller to kind of your tier definition would be maybe like a tier three with reach for it being the tier two, right? Just the better version of the two potentially. Who knows? I don't. Kenneth Walker, just that dude. I love that guy. One of the best.
Ugh.
I mean, it cost me a lot, but one of the best trades I made for my
I
season.
I would have paid my firsts, and my firsts will be both like probably top 10, and I would have sent them both for Walker.
Yeah, I paid a bunch of people's first, including my own. But we love him. He's been phenomenal. It's what led us to our work. Because again, it's volume. That guy will go 10 carries for 20 yards, but then his next 10 carries will go for $150. It's insane. And I feel like this conversation was a couple of days ago. There was a chat conversation that was going on about people run committing and knowing that they're going to run, but almost like run committing works against you when someone runs the ball in certain gaps. I feel like that happens to me all the time with Kenneth Walker. Like I think people know, oh, first down, we're going to blitz the Ravens. He's more likely to run always on first down. But then most of my touchdowns or big runs are happen on first downs when people send the house. Or maybe they don't run commit, but they send like 7. And it's a pressured kind of play. And we happen to run, people think I'm running outside, I run inside or outside, the whole chess match game of where we're running. But I feel like I break most runs against those kind of situations. How has that been for you?
Well, we don't really have a running game here in Cincinnati. We have a young pup rook who's still trying to find his legs and ball carrier vision. But no, I mean I agree with you. I remember in our second game, I was in 4-3 wide with the outside linebacker blitz. Um, Pinched the middle, ran commit middle. You did a dive straight up the middle for 75 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where if you're run committing or you're blitzing, if you get to the running back before he gets his 3 yards, cool, you're good. But if you get past that first line or that second line, you're gone because
Yeah.
they're out of position at that point. They're not going to turn around and chase you down. So it's all you got to do is run past the safeties. So I don't run commit often. I think I did it that game against you because I mean I do remember I had battled back from, I don't know, maybe 24 down and got it within 7 or something like that. And I was just trying to get the ball back, and yeah, it didn't work out very well. But I am not a run commit supporter. I wouldn't do it. I'm also not a huge blitzer. So both those things, not something I'm particularly fond of. And my just personally, yeah, I would rather try to keep the guy bottled up for about 3-4 yards than get a tackle for loss. So if I can just plug the hole and let somebody grab him after 3 yards, yeah, if you run for 4 yards every time, it's a first down, but most people aren't going to have that kind of patience.
No, I agree with you. And I'm the same. I'm not a blitzing guy. Kudos to the ones that do, because there's a couple of folks that they blitz well. They time it up nicely as far as down situation and point in the game, and they have a lot of success. A couple comments coming in from the chat, so definitely want to point them out. Run blitzes are risky. If you get there in your gap assignment, running back's out of there. So to kind of your point, if you can get there, before the running back gets past 2 or 3 yards line of scrimmage, you're good. Otherwise, good luck. It's just usually not a best bet. And then I never run commit. Now this user here specifically, which is a Giants, by the way, he pass commits, which I do often. Now I will say, fun fact, I will run commit in down, specifically certain down and distances in the goal line area when I know a user is likely to RPO me.
Sure.
So I usually will run commit and then user where I think the RPO is likely to land. And it's a guessing game because if a user gives me 2 RPOs, right, what they usually throw that little one side out route and one side bubble. Yeah. That's where sometimes it'll get me sometimes. But for the most part, if I get down to the 3-5 yard line or so, I'm likely to run commit and then play the bubble, play the RPO game and try to jump and pick 6 that, because they're going to see a loaded box. They're going to see people, in the backfield quick, which will likely make them pull and throw the ball. And I've got a couple pick sixes off of that. Not to give too much Sky Report away to my playoff opponents, but they know that I've done it. There's a couple of them that I've done it too in the playoffs. That's the only time I ever run commit. I don't do that very, very much. Another commentary here: battle with Walker, where the linebacker wins, means then Walker wins some, which is true. It's that give and take, right? It's who can stay more patient in the running game. If you got to go back and keep feeding them, eventually you'll find some room. It's all about mitigating the stud player and accepting that he will get his, which you're absolutely right. It's kind of that bend don't break type of mentality, and that's how I play defense. I'm the guy that, at least for me, I'm going to try to make you drive the ball 12, 13, 14 plays and execute on those 12 and 13, 14 plays consistently. I'm not going to sell out and come after you and give up a 1-play touchdown. Unless it's to kind of your situation like the game we had, right, where I'm trying to get a stop. I made a comeback, 3 minutes left. Like, I need this stop. I think you just got to do what you got to do. But for the most part, I'm a bend don't break. If you look at actually statistically, I probably have allowed probably top 5. Actually, I'm interested in finding this out for sure.
What you looking for?
I'm up there in defense, in defensive red zone allowance. Like, how many people have entered the red zone against
You're
me.
at 31%. I don't know what the hell that percentage
Success
actually
rate.
is.
Right. But if you look at it, I am, where are we? Defensive attempts.
You're at
So
60
attempts.
and you've given up 30 scores. So
All right.
50%.
So I'm in the bottom half in attempts. But then, so out of 60 attempts that people have gone there, we're in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in actual touchdowns or scores. Which tells you I score a lot. I intercept the ball quite a bit in the red zone area.
Did
And things
you
because I
see a
play that.
team that's higher than you?
I do, which makes sense. But you've also allowed 74 people or 74
Yeah,
red
and
zone
I gave
attempts,
up 31, one more than you. That just
which
means
is
I'm better.
it does no for sure because your percentage is a lot lower.
But I'm not in the playoffs.
That is also true. And if you look at interceptions, we lead the league with
You did lead the league in
34.
interceptions. I do know that.
Yeah, 34 interceptions, which is
By a
nice. It's a new
significant
yeah,
margin. I mean,
it's a
leading by
six
six
interception
is
difference. Well, you helped
leading
me
by
with
six
5 of
is
them.
I did. Yeah, that's what got Joe Burrow in trouble for his
It did give
regression.
Joe Burrow in trouble.
I had to start playing real conservative the last 7 games.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy though? So as we're looking at that, just as a side note, there's only one team in the league who has 0 fumble recoveries.
God, please be the Titans.
No. Stop. It's the Seahawks. Sweens.
Oh,
He has not
geez.
recovered a single fumble.
Did you see he's only lost 1 too? That man is allergic to fumbles.
Yeah, I mean, I just all in all, he doesn't force them, nor does he give it away.
Yeah, his games have
It's
no
insane.
fumbles. we had a game earlier today that had 8 fumbles in it, and Sweens has played an entire season and had 1 fumble in a game.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. I think he's gonna need to be studied. Maybe he's turning on conservative run beginning of the game and no one notices. Who knows?
It doesn't work.
Who knows?
Why does everybody say
I know it
that?
doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It's fucking not Madden 24 anymore.
It doesn't work. So Giants chiming in 100%. I have letting up explosive plays. I try to make guys nickel and dime me down the field, hope they get impatient and get a turnover. Yeah, I mean that's the name of the game. I think you make people drive and execute plays. Raiders chimed in here. MVP race. Who do you think is the
talking our awards or the games?
No, let's go games
down.
first. Let's go games. Let's go games.
I mean,
first.
Hooker's winning it in game, 100%. Nobody's passing him.
Yeah, I think that's Sellers is second. Is there a world that Sellers gets ahead of Hooker? Do you think or no?
Let's go look at the individuals here. I don't think so. First of all, is he really going to play Sellers against Cleveland? But Hooker is, they're same yards, pretty much identical. Hooker's got +4 TDs. So yeah, I guess rushing wise, I don't know if Hooker's has a bunch of rushing TDs or versus Sellers, but I guess if he played him, and Hooker's got 6 on the year, Sellers has
2. He has 2.
So sure, if he played him against the Browns and threw for 5 touchdowns, would he have a shot? I'd say probably 5 touchdowns, 300 yards. Yeah, that might put him over the top. But I guess, is he going to?
So what about this? What about for MMGA MVP?
Well, I've only, I was obviously here for 3 games last season, so I don't know exactly what you guys look for, on the commish team, because or whoever I guess is going to do. Is it a one-man job? Is it a discussion?
I don't know. That's actually a good question because I've never done it before either. I've never been a commissioner. So Bears, if you're Bears or Blake, if you guys listen to the pod, you want to comment on how this is accomplished or decided, let me know. It sounds like the number 2 seed is on the line. So the Titans is not a lock for the number 2 seed. If the Raiders win, he may be playing for that number 2 seed. He said he's playing a half, most likely. So Sellers will likely
Get
play at
some
least a half.
stats.
And then the Jets, Aaron's commenting over in the MMGA-TV question box. They usually the top 2 in Madden usually do not get the MVP because Madden's already going to bless them.
Well, I guess
with stuff. So if it's not them, then
I mean Coleman
would be a phenomenal. I mean, what a year for Swings, right? He trades away Kenneth Walker, gets a boatload of stuff, and then still has Coleman, who has a phenomenal season.
I mean, again, I don't think has he played this week? I don't think so yet. I mean, I doubt he's going to play him against Pittsburgh, but yeah, he's got 2,030 yards, which right now is 400 more than Chicago. And 22 TDs, which is 4 more TDs than Chicago's Jeremiah Love. So, yeah, I mean, if it's not the top 2, if they kind of eliminate that from game, Coleman's number 3, and yeah, I mean, he had a phenomenal season as a halfback. So I don't know how you don't give it to him.
Is there a defensive player that can sneak in there?
I didn't see anybody go crazy on, like, at least in my opinion, sacks or anything. I think the Cowboys end is leading in sacks. If it's either Cowboys or Titans, right?
The Titans DN has 16 sacks, and then Jackson for the Cowboys has 15
and a half. Yeah. I mean, 30 tackles for loss for both of them is good. The 1 sack difference, any forced fumbles. Titans had 2, Jackson had 1. I don't think 16 and a half gets it done. I feel like if you had 20, maybe you could talk about MVP for that, but I just feel like 16 and a half for MVP, you need at least 20, or maybe like if you had a defender with like 15 picks or something like that kind of thing. I feel like you just need those amazing numbers.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, Coleman, 22 rushing touchdowns, averaging 8.6 per touch on 235 carries, still being able to manage the halfback carry share requirement for the league, and being as 1 fumble all year long.
He also added in 330 receiving yards and another touch. So,
yeah. So, I mean, the guy's all purpose. So we got the Bears chiming in here, so appreciate it. He's on the pod. So he made a comment that says, usually the commission team decides on all awards, so it'd be the team effort, and avoids the guys who won Madden Awards. So that kind of clarifies it. So if you win a Madden Award, you're not going to double dip in the pot there, right? So that way other folks get to win it also for having a great year. That maybe, that is, Madden seems to favor certain algorithms, certain position players per se.
So does that mean, like, let's just say,
yeah, I think
for instance, like my guy won best linebacker, but not best defensive player. Would he be exempt then if he won any Madden awards? He's exempt from all Magma awards. Just that seems correct.
We'll see. Go Blue, if you're on, go ahead and feel free to comment to that. Otherwise, we'll get back to you. We will get back to you. All right. So with that, we are at the 9. It's now 9:44 Eastern Standard Time. I have let me make sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure the 49ers are going to be down to play here at 10 o'clock as we roll out our third stringers. And I really don't even want to play the game, to be honest with you, but we'll play the game anyways.
You got enough backups for your position? You got a backup offensive lineman everywhere?
So Nussmeier is going to be my starting quarterback. Running backs, I have a plethora of running backs. I'm a running back quarter on my team. So running backs will have enough. Receivers will be okay. O-line, it'll be a mixture of some starters, some defense, some backups, and then defense will be all backups, which only the ones that have above 65% play recognition. So I know you're watching to make sure I follow the rules. So we'll make sure we have those guys in. But yeah, well, my goal is to avoid injury. That's my biggest thing.
Oh,
That's
of
why,
course. Yeah.
it kind of sucked. It kind of sucked over the last, because I got three. I think it was either two or three straight forced wins. I think it was three because one game the Steelers disconnected with
Yep.
2 minutes left in the game and getting
Hey,
his
I
ass
finished the
kicked.
game perfectly with him. What was your problem?
It's amazing. It's amazing how sometimes his Wi-Fi doesn't work. His hotspot. Um, so I disconnected against him. Didn't play the Packers. Didn't play the Chiefs because he was out of town. So I just play my backups in all those games. I did not play a single starter, meaningful starter at least in those games, and I'm a little worried about regression, like Madden regression.
Yeah, the
Or
how's your defense and offense, or I mean defensive
so the
pass
defense
and runs
usually in
numbers?
Sims when you get the forced win, your defense does well.
Yeah, that's
It's more so
true.
the
Yeah.
offense, and I sat Lamar. Like I'm actually worried about Lamar regressing because
What's he need
I mean
for
he's only at 2,600 yards passing for the year.
and he's what, 3,000 is the minimum?
I think so.
I'm assuming the
And
yards per game would be like almost 200.
yeah, um, passing touchdowns he's okay. Passer rating he's doing fine. But yeah, I'm a little worried with him uh possibly regressing. Kenneth Walker, again, I mean, he hasn't played in 3 games. He played a little bit against the Raiders, obviously, but other than that, he hasn't played much. Receivers, I don't have any devs on receivers. And then defense, because we got forced wins, the defense has played well. So I'm not worried
As
about that. But I'm a little worried about Lamar. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, as somebody that was facing regression, honestly, in terms of quarterbacks, the superstar to star, I couldn't care less about. There's not that many superstar abilities that are like, oh my god, that's amazing for a quarterback, in my opinion, that aren't banned. But the non-physical points is a
Yeah.
huge deterrent. That's a huge
No, I agree
deterrent.
with you. I agree with you. And those, luckily, we won't face those. Considering where we are with interceptions and team and all that, from a regression standpoint, we should be clean, kind of across the board from the league regression standpoint. We'll see how I have a couple guys. I mean, like Derrick Henry, right? Like he's just gonna die. Um, he'll go to free agency and dev down and
Might even
just die.
retire. Let's be
Well,
honest.
I'm hoping to retire. I mean, it'd be good for him. I'd like for him to retire as a
34.
Raven. Yeah, I debated signing him back to a 1-year contract just to make sure he retires as a Raven, doesn't go to free agency, and somebody else picks him up. Because of my luck, he'll still keep his X factor.
Yeah, um I don't have a lot of, like my other league, we never did Madden regression because, and quite frankly, it makes no sense. We simmed a bunch of seasons testing it, and you'd see just even guys that had good stats, they'd regress, and the, I just can't figure out the programming behind it, the whys or the reasons. I mean, we used to sim shit, I think we'd sim like 50 seasons, 50, yeah, 50 different franchise seasons trying to figure out a pattern. And we never really could narrow it down. It's sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't. So we never kept that on in our leagues. So, how and why people regress in Madden based on their regression, yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't either. And real quick, as we are at the 45-minute mark, if you're still here, I like to give out rewards periodically throughout the podcast. So go into the points collect and balance set and redeem a starting report. So 4 team points, but in there you must put Coleman. So put Coleman for MVP, and then you may redeem the 4 scouting points for being with us thus far. Definitely appreciate the people that have stuck around and listened to the podcast. So again, Coleman for MVP in the points collect and balance section, and then redeem a scouting team points, which is 4 team points for that, for hanging out with us thus far. And there's one more to come. So make sure you stick around here
Do you think
towards the end,
your
which when I go play the the 49ers.
I'm still on awards. You think your DT there is defensive rookie of the year?
Oh, he's got to be rookie of the year. Absolutely. Absolutely. Either Madden or MMGA. Absolutely. The guy's been a stud. What a
I was
dog.
gonna say,
I love him.
who's Madden got? I think you fell off on your Sims. Who did they put in for defensive rookie of the year? Oh no, it's still Stone. It's still Stone. Never mind. Still Stone. Still Stone.
Yeah.
You even with your
Stone's still up
Sims,
there.
you
Guy.
you held on. He
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I mean the guy is killing it in sacks and tackle for losses at a rookie level.
he's pretty
Guys
nuts.
kicking butt and taking names. Yeah, he's been one of my, and he wasn't even my first choice in the draft. He wasn't even my first D tackles. I took 2 D tackles and I took them back to back. Back to back, I mean like 2 or 3 picks apart. But my first D tackle that I took was Banks. Caleb Banks, who only has 3.5 sacks. 11 tackle for loss. So I mean still a modest rookie year. I mean 6'6", 330. But Stone, 6'4", 310. What makes him crazy is the fact that, first of all, he's already up to 90 block shed as a rookie, which he started pretty high. But his acceleration is 88.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
off the ball.
little Quinnen Williams Jr.
I mean, it reminds me of Quinnen Williams Jr. It reminds me like a little baby Sapp.
Yeah.
Baby Warren, as a Bucs fan, kind of growing up, he kind of fits the Warren Sapp kind of mold for it. Sapp was extremely quick off the ball. That quick first step wasn't as tall, because I think Sapp was more on the 6'2", 6'3" range. And his playing weight was more like 295 to 300. But there was 1 year, a couple years he was like 310 or so. It kind of reminds me of him because he just gets off the ball extremely fast, and that's again that's what you need when you're playing that D line position, man. You gotta get off the ball quick.
I will say, just looking at stats here, just trying to compare guys. Make sure when you guys go through all your rewards, you click through team by team, because if you go by all NFL, it disappears some people for some odd reason.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, we usually
little note to self on that. I'm sitting here like, one guy's got 22 tackles for loss. I go look at him in all NFL and he's just vanished. Again, Madden, what's wrong with you, Madden? But I will say, in terms of Madden too, I was very impressed this year in terms of the game, how both edges and DTs ended up usually getting some sacks. In Madden's past, it's been like last year, I think it was DTs usually ended up with more sacks than edges. And some years before, it's DTs can never get sacks versus edges. So I was happy to see this year that it was a pretty balanced pass rush. Besides when they came out with that first patch, I think in September, they kind of killed pass rush for a year. I'm very impressed with pass rush this year. I think it's actually pretty well tuned.
I agree with that. I also think the stunting,
Yeah.
The stunts have definitely helped those guys out, and I think created more of a balanced feel to it all. I would like to see just the O-line pick it up a little better, because I feel like sometimes in certain situations it's kind of broken. But again, I did watch a guard not block anybody on Sunday night. So
yeah, or who was it? Was it Campbell that just kind of dove at Benito's feet there in Denver in the first half and just completely missed him?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're the sixth pick in the draft, fifth pick in the draft, and you're just diving at feet.
Yeah. That's good old Will Campbell from LSU.
I mean, the sliders, I'm sure, have a little bit to do with that in terms of stupid pass block and stupid run block. Just because, we got to, if you don't tune them down, I mean, God, Coleman just ran for 2,000 yards on a 0 run block setting.
Right.
Just imagine if that thing was at 20.
Right.
He'd be running for 30,000 yards.
You're right.
That'd be crazy.
Never say you're right so bad, so much in a fucking sentence here. I feel sick.
Hey man, just because we, lose to you twice a year, hey, I'm hoping you switch to the Bucks, win your Super Bowl and leave.
You know, it's so hard for me to because I've thought about it and I've given it a decent and I guess we can talk about that next year to kind of end the pod. How do you feel about the whole team switcheroo thing? Because, like for me, yeah, I mean I could go to the Bucks.
That
They got
Bucks
a they
team
got a
is not
decent.
bad. Yeah, it's not
No,
it's
no,
not
and to
the
me, it's
worst.
not the team doesn't even matter because I'm a diehard. So I would just go. I mean
Did
the team isn't bad. They got some dudes. They got
does
some
the
guys that I
roster
still.
have now, like I'm a Colts fan. I I don't know if uh the Colts guys even thinking about swapping or switching or leaving or whatever. But to me, if it's like, I know Go Blue has said he's not interested in the Lions because the Lions, I mean, it's just uniforms at this point. Like, does it matter to you that if there's like
It
not a lot of
does.
real Bucks on that team?
It
You
does,
know,
and there's still a decent core of Bucks guys on the roster that would propel me to say, okay, yeah,
I
I'll
mean, you
do it.
got Cansey, who's literally 91 Excel, which is ridiculous. That's a
Which
mini
is
Aaron
again,
Donald.
it'd be a stone replacement, and they also have
Yeah.
the draft picks, though, right? So even with that, I would have the ability to kind of build them
Yeah,
my
3
own.
seconds, couple thirds, of first, good first. You still got those
I
young corners over there in Parrish and Morrison.
Yes, I would still have kind of the guys to kind of be intrigued by the roster because I know a lot of the players that are there intimately. Um, I look at their cap situation because I fought pretty hard with the Ravens to get them into a very, very good cap position and still be highly competitive. Um, and the Bucks are okay. They don't have a lot of space right now. They got some penalties that they're going to drop off.
Well, and you
Um,
got what? You still got Wirfs over there in Winfield. They're very highly paid.
and Bo Nix still
Yeah.
is
Well,
getting
yeah, okay.
paid.
Okay.
I mean, Bo Nix right
Ugh,
now or jumps up to
God.
52 million on his last year of
I'll
his
tell you,
deal.
I wouldn't take that team just because of that overrated fucker.
Yeah, I usually get rid of Bo Nix in leagues
Oh,
that I
God.
get the Broncos.
I know Aaron though is hoping you swap out because if you swap
I
out, that
know
means
he's a
he can
diehard
swap
Ravens
in.
fan, and
Yeah,
and and, and like for guys like that, I do it for just because. Like I know he's
yeah.
gonna he's gonna take care of them.
I mean, Mike and I have been talking. I didn't know if Blue, the Lions team that Mike's leaving is it's like a god team.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I'm torn as well, just because I feel like I've kind of built these Bengals now. I had last off season with what did I have like 5 firsts, 6 firsts that I inherited from MDB
Yeah,
that I made some moves with. I'm gonna have 2 good firsts again this year, 3 seconds. Chase is Chase is Chase. I can't say anything. I can't say
no,
nothing bad about Chase. I can put that man anywhere on the field and get him the ball. Um, but if the Colts were to open up, it would definitely tempt me. But again, I haven't even reached out. I do know I've heard a couple of rumors in the grapevine that the Patriots would like the Packers, and that the Browns in our division would like the Patriots. So there might be some movement around in there as well. So who knows?
yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think that may give the league some much needed adrenaline shot in the off season with some new teams and this, that, and the other. Um, do we have a Bucks user right now?
Yeah. But I don't. He's not locked in on the Bucks.
He's not married to him. Gotcha.
He's
So
not
yeah, I mean,
married
we'll
to
see.
him.
There's a lot.
He might not even be married to the league. Let's, a little bad news in there. I do know him from our other league, and I got a DM the other day that said I don't know if this is the place for me. So I told him to kind of finish it out and see where it went. But he's on the fence.
Mm.
At least he's not lying about a vacation like the other guy I knew.
or get in a car accident or
Yeah,
lying about their fucking hotspot. Steelers, I'm
yeah.
talking about your bitch ass. In case you were wondering. Not that he
Fucking
tunes into the
Falcons.
podcast, but if he
Fucking
did.
Cotty, man. Fucking Cotty.
All right, so right now we have 9:59. We're peaking at 11 users on
Oh,
the
you
pod
can't end the
here.
show now. The Niners is just going to have to wait.
I know. I feel like I can't. I cannot end the show with us peaking. It's
Just
kind of
start
like
playing your
how I leave
game.
my wife hanging at night. Sometimes I just leave when she peaks. I just leave her hanging. But with that being said, because you're so here, because you're on the show, go ahead and in your individual upgrade centers for your division that you are in, redeem a +2 any player under 75 in the category. So the player overall does not matter. However, the individual attribute that you are upgrading cannot be over 75. You can get to 75. You can be 73 plus a 2, get it 75, but cannot be over 75. Now, this offer expires at midnight today. So make sure you lock it in, midnight Eastern Standard Time. Tag me when you post it, because I will be the one doing the upgrade myself tonight. After I play the 49ers, I'll do some, and then tomorrow morning I'll do the rest. But yeah, +2 under 75 attributes. Player overall does not matter. Non-physical, yes. Great clarifying question. Non-physical for everybody that's wondering in the chat, because I question rolling. Non-physical under 75. Player overall does not matter, but the attribute cannot be over 75. Any position, yes. For the Titans that asked, any position does not matter the position. So feel free to go ham.
The Titans puts
on that.
Carrying.
Tag me in the. Put it on. Tag me in your post. I will. Sorry, not Titans, Chargers. I apologize. Click on Charlie. You guys, the whole Alvin Chickmuck shit, he's fucking with me at times. I apologize. It looks the same. But we have now arrived at our 10 o'clock window. Let me DM my fellow colleague 49ers. Make sure he's on eligible
Madden
to play, or does he need?
He's on Madden. He's waiting for you.
Oh, is he on Madden?
Yeah, I can see him in the users list.
Okay. Well, with that, fellas, I appreciate everybody hopping on. Mike, first time joining the pod. I appreciate you volunteering for the pod. Hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully, you want to come back. I want to do these once a week or so. Right now, with my schedule, side coach, softball Monday, Wednesday. I have flag football games on Friday. Both my kids play flag football on Friday nights. I have practice for my football team, my flag team, on Thursday nights. Tuesday is my only open day where I don't have shit going on after 6. And then Saturday, Sunday, I'm usually with the fam the whole time. But I like to do this on a regular basis, at least once a week. Usually that 9 o'clock is my safe zone as far as times that I'm always home and can be in front of a computer. So hopefully next week we'll tap in again, see if you want to join. Did you enjoy it? Have a good time?
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm working on hopefully getting a camera set up. So I want to add one to my stream anyway.
Face reveal next week. I love it.
Let me get me some cosmetic surgery first. Maybe some LASIK.
Oh boy. Well, with that being said, fellas, it is now the 10:04. I'm late to my game. I don't want my user to tell me that he's going to try to claim a force win against me. So next time you'll see me be on stream. Oh, actually, give me a second. Fiance's making me do something real quick. So we got time. Let's hop on to another subject here. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, we went through awards. We went through, predictions. Oh, God. Oh, so what's your? Let's just right now pick a Super Bowl. What do you got? Let's pretend.
Oh man,
this season, who's your matchup? Who's your matchup right now? Pretend we're on the broadcast team, getting into the playoffs. They all, pundits make their picks. Who do you got?
If I had to pick Super Bowl players today, I would say NFC is going to be Backdoor Mike. His team's really good. It's a really good user. In the AFC, I really think it's either Titans, Raiders, or Chargers that make it out. The Charger with the LASIK thing is probably the reason why I'd rule him out. I'd say it's either going to be the Titans or the Raiders. Both match up very, very well. Fortunately, if it's 2-3-2, they play each other. We actually may work out in my favor the most. So hopefully I don't have to play both of them on the way to the Super Bowl. But if it's not me, I think it's either Titans or Raiders. I know you don't like the Titans per se, but I think both similar styles, play great defense, run the ball well, can throw it well, have good quarterbacks, which I think you need. I'll give the nod early on to the Titans just because of the weather factor. If you got to go to Tennessee to play games and there's snow, that may disrupt how the Raiders like to normally
How are
play
you feeling
their
about
offense.
that? You might have some
So
Baltimore snow.
give me the Titans, give me the Lions in the Super Bowl. That's my pick. How about you?
I'm going Ravens, Seahawks. Let's just, Walker Bowl. Let's do it. I think
The
I,
Walker Bowl.
the Walker
That
Bowl.
would be crazy.
I think
That'd be
I think
insane.
I think you'll get there. I think the Seahawks will be waiting for you, and I'm gonna say Coleman gets his revenge. I'll take the Seahawks to win it all. And then that way I can say that I beat the Super Bowl
Okay.
champion during the regular season.
To be the Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, I beat
Okay.
him.
And then
So
question
means
coming in here. Any hints, any possible rule changes? Any rule changes you think you'd like to see?
I know you guys are going to be discussing slider changes, so that's not exactly a rule. I think, from what I've heard, the one call play limit is staying. I would assume that we would qualify.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that, so I'm not gonna. I wouldn't be the one to argue on that because I do like people having to dig into their books. Now, I have heard that pretty much all of the other playbooks besides maybe Jags and Ben Kurtz will be unbanned, which would then be nice to open up some more playbook options. Other than that, anything to make it simpler. I mean, I like your hot route rules in the slot, in the combo between the streaks and the corners. Um, I don't know what else you guys would change rule wise, honestly. You guys
I
got
think
a
that the
pretty
one
good.
thing that I brought up, and Chargers tagged me in to kind of reminds me again about the rookies being able to play a little sooner.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
The
I agreed
65
with
play
that.
recognition. There was a couple commentaries that were thrown out there about, all right, if he's let's call it a top 20 pick, doesn't matter what the awareness is, do plays. Because that's realistic to the NFL.
Yeah.
Right? I think top 15, top 20 picks are more than likely always going to see the field. If they are, let's call it 20 through into the second round, maybe they have to wait 10 weeks before they start seeing meaningful snaps, or maybe you put them on a snap count limit.
Yeah, that
We're
was
okay.
that
Hey,
was what I had brought up was the
play
package
'em.
idea.
Yep, play them as much as you want, but you can only play 200 snaps in a season, right? I mean, I'm using 200 facetious. It's not a number, just a way to have conversation.
Yeah, I would say you'd have to figure out a number per game for the mid-season checks. So,
Correct.
if you're
Correct.
doing 10 snaps a game, 15 snaps a game, therefore would add up to whatever be 90 snaps by the mid-season checks or 100.
Yeah.
Something like
So
that.
I think that's definitely going to be a conversation point. I think people, and again, you draft these guys, you're excited for them. You want them to see the field sooner. Especially
Especially,
in
yeah,
the
go.
progression of a player in Madden for our league specifically. You need to capitalize on those early years. Um, Chargers continues to chime in on maybe you let him play after week 10, where he doesn't play the first 10 weeks, put on
Yeah,
special
I think
teams,
there's,
and
I
then
think
after
there's
week
all
10,
sorts of
you take the reins over.
scenarios. I think there's all sorts of scenarios where you can definitely improve on that rule. Whether it be, yeah, top 20 picks can play regardless, the packages, um, whether in terms of, especially now, what do we got? 3 seasons left, maybe two. I mean, let us, like, if I got two top 12 picks here coming up, if I don't get to play them all for the first season and then we only got one season left, I get to play them for one season. Like, who gives a crap? Like, let's let the guys play.
And I think that's a sentiment. So, Go Blue chimed in. We've done a top 15 rule before, where those guys are kind of exempt from the awareness stuff. So I think you'll see something. What it is exactly, TBD, but just know there's conversation. And then your favorite user brought a comment about, is Hitimus Dickamus here to stay, or is that going to get banned? We'll see.
I
I
have
think
I have
that'll be another.
personally never used that coach ability because and I'll be honest here, I'll put it in the gameplay. I suck at hit sticking. I am freaking terrible at it. I can't time it. Same thing in NHL. You ever play in NHL with me? I can't check anybody. I fucking miss all the time.
Mhm.
So I don't use hit 'em stick 'em. Does it seem like everybody says it's OP? Yep, sure does. Causes a lot of fumbles. Obviously, there's a counter to it in big back, but you're forcing pretty much somebody. I wish Madden would, and obviously you can't do this with somebody practicing first and somebody practicing second, but I wish Madden would disclose what the other person was doing so you could game plan each other. That would be
Yeah, but
way better.
that's like Sean McVay telling fucking McDonald what he was working on that week. That shit doesn't
Yeah, but
happen.
the thing is, you can watch so much tape in the NFL and see so many tendencies that I feel like, I
And if you
guess.
want to watch people stream, go at it, buddy.
That's true. That's true. You could. That's true. You could do your own research. I do give you the credit
Yeah,
on
I
that
mean, you
one.
can go every stream's up there. You can go out and watch. And I used to do that. So my first season, it's probably why I made the Super Bowl and haven't been back since. I used to watch people stream all the time. I used to watch my opponents because I coach high school football,
Sure.
and I used to scout them, and I'd have like a little small sheet of paper on my desk of tendencies, third down, left to right, run pass, players, who they like to throw the ball to, who was their go to guys, who was this, that, and the other. I took it serious. I mean, like legit. Um, so you could get down to that level and actually scout your guy and prepare a game plan to beat them specifically.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, I only, I joined, like I said, I've played about a season. I only have, I think, 4 coach slots opened up. Um, I do plan on putting on big back when I open up at least one more slot, probably. But my first 4 I use on defense because I just want the defense to get as much help as I can get. But when I get a 5th slot opened up, I'll probably put big back on it. So
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't have neither one of those.
hit him a stick him or big back.
Nope. I
Yeah,
use So of my slots that are open, I use 4 of the 6. I think I have 6 slots
yeah, you
open.
probably should.
I use 6 of them strictly on development play for XP development for O line, D line, secondary, and receivers because that's where I'm youngest at. And then the other 2, I use one for D line. I use one for O line.
Gotcha.
That it just helps you block better inside zone, whatever. And the other
Yep.
ones helps you, block shed
Sure.
easier. And that's it. I don't use anything else outside of that.
Yeah, I would do development stuff, like I said, if we were earlier in the cycle, like, next Madden, definitely season 1, season 2, I'll probably rock development the whole way. But once I get to a certain point, like, I'll build my rookies naturally. Because once your stars are your stars, then, the rookies will come along as they come along. But right now, joining late in the game, I'm sitting there, yeah, like, in my other league, I got a max level coach with 1,000 franchise points just sitting there and nothing to buy. I'm like, can I
Yeah.
transfer that over here, please? So I can buy some more stuff. I'm over here just, slumming it with bronze training abilities and
Yeah.
all
No, you're
sorts of
right.
things. So, I'm definitely playing catch up. And then, when you're trying to build your coach, obviously winning helps. And starting off 0-4 and stuff like that, like I wasn't getting any XP to like open up any more slots. I was like, this sucks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You got a point there. All right. So my dude just told me to search.
All right.
Time to go
I wish you
play
and
this
your third
game, and
stringers
hopefully,
all the luck.
yeah, I need those third stringers to make it happen for me. Thank you guys for joining the podcast. Go ahead and tune in to the stream if you're bored. Otherwise, until next time, thank you so much for being part of the league. Thank you.